Maybe.
No, you're in it. You're good. So, no, I was just asking you.
I look better in this camera.
Yeah. I was just asking you, do you regret... No, do you...
This is for the content.
Yeah, it's for the content. I want to go ahead and start here in the conversation. I was asking you about Penn State, right? So we're in Korea, we're in South Korea. I'm Sean, this is Sean. There's a guy walking by here named Sean. Everybody in South Korea is Sean, by the way, in case you didn't know. But anyway, we're here in Seoul. This is my good friend, Sean Che. And he's Korean, born and bred. He never left. He was actually from North Korea, but no, I'm just kidding. Actually, his true identity, he is actually North Korean, but for the sake of this channel, he's just from South Korea. He doesn't speak any English, by the way. So anyway, he can't understand what I'm saying right now. So, but I'm gonna ask him some questions here in Korean in just a bit, and we'll get to the meat of the story. But anyway, yeah, Sean Che, yeah, he's a refugee. He grew up in North Korea, and then how did you make it to South Korea?
I think 90% of the people that clicked on this video clicked out of it now.
Oh yeah. Oops.
Really, what is this guy talking about?
All right, so let's talk about Penn State for you, right? I want to hear it. This is our conversation. This is not material going out online. We're making our content, and I want to know, like, how do you feel? Like, why do you prefer being back here in South Korea, if you do? And how was your time at Penn State? Like, Sean's actually lived in...
I actually love talking trash about Penn State.
Go for it.
I don't know. I just... the food was really bad. Honestly, I think that's the main thing.
Where was the food bad? Like, what, in the cafeteria or what?
The cafeteria, the restaurants. The restaurants were expensive and bad. You know?
I do know, yeah. I do know.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I feel like people were...
And nobody knew it but you, right? Nobody knew the food wasn't good except for you, right?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But, yeah, I don't...
As I'm eating some nice kimbap here in South Korea, they know how to do food well. Even this is fast food and it's healthy. Relatively, yeah.
Yeah.
So you hated the food? What else? I mean, what about the girls?
Okay, the girls were...
Tell us what everybody wants to know. How are the girls at Penn
cute.
State? That's why everybody's going to click on this video, because they want to know about the girls at Penn State. So,
Girls were pretty cute. I didn't get that much...
fornication?
Yeah, punani.
All right. So the girls in Penn State ain't easy. All right, they ain't easy.
Yeah, I think they have that Penn State pride or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
All right.
I went from getting like, I don't know, like 10 girls in a month on average to like 1 girl in 3 months.
Well, like here in South Korea, and then you went to university.
Yeah. And that was hard. That was hard for me.
And those were all foreigner girls as well? Before you went to Penn State?
Mostly? Yeah. I would say 90% were either like European or American.
Right.
A few Latina girls.
Right. So for you, you'd say that as far as women goes, definitely far, far better to pick up women for you in South Korea versus foreign girls in South Korea versus like Penn State, right?
Definitely, yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, I can see why that can make you miserable.
No, I was like straight up depressed.
As a young man, yeah, I get it. What did you do aside from school? Like, did you have some friends out? I mean, outside of picking up women, did you have some friends there too?
Yeah, I had a pretty good friend. He was also into picking up girls, so
Okay.
we went out and tried to pick up girls.
Right.
There were house parties.
Mm-hmm.
Not much luck though.
All right.
Not much luck.
All right. Well,
I feel like I'm being interviewed here.
Oh no, I'm genuinely curious about your time at Penn State, man. Like,
Okay.
You haven't ever really told me about it, like specifically. So,
Yeah.
I figured since I want to know, we'll go ahead and make. We made a video for Sean's channel. We made a podcast earlier, and it was really wonderful, and it was all about my boyfriend Tim Ferriss, and our engagement and all that stuff. No, I'm kidding. But it was good. I think it was good content. Anyway, aside from like picking up girls as a hobby, did you have any other hobbies, or did you do anything else on campus? Did you live on campus?
Yeah.
Did you have a roommate?
I actually got lucky, and I got placed in the dorms for the athletes.
Mm-hmm.
Like where the Penn State football players and like the sports team players.
Right.
So like I had like the entire room for myself. It was like a flat.
Right.
And we threw a house party there like twice.
Right.
Yeah, damn. I wish I threw more house parties there.
Yeah. When you had the space, right? So what do you think about like space in, say, the States? Penn State is in Pennsylvania, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you think about space? Did you get out away from the campus much? And like, because here in South Korea, everything's built straight up, and you're always in a city. It's hard to get out of the city. It's like you're always stuck in it, in the maze of the city. There's big buildings everywhere. All the apartments are 20 stories, and everybody lives in one of those apartments. What percentage of people would you say live in a big apartment here in Korea?
In Korea?
Yeah.
Probably like 99%.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. 99% of people live in a big apartment building. Mm-hmm. That's just that's how life is. So were you able to get your feet on the ground? And
I miss the space,
Mm-hmm.
But like anywhere else, there's more space than Korea.
Exactly.
You
Right.
know. Korea's like like, how do you call those ant houses? Like
Serenium.
yeah, like you have a box filled with sand,
Mm-hmm.
and like the ants, like they make all these tunnels inside.
Mm-hmm.
Korea's kind of like that. It's so overpopulated and crowded.
Like a bunch of ants,
everywhere.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's below zero. It's freezing cold, right? And you got 55-year-old, 60-year-old women just walking around 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, and people wake up.
What's
at
going
like
on? Like
4, 5 a.m. to go to work.
Here.
Yeah, and I think that's like one of the craziest things about Korea.
Yeah. Well, they do that in a lot of places. I mean, get up early, but
like so many,
yeah.
old people.
Oh, old people, yeah.
Yeah, it's mostly like old people, I think.
Right. But do you like living in South Korea? As a South Korean, you like it? Or not?
Not
you hate
really.
it? You don't hate it, or you do hate it?
Hate is a strong word. I wouldn't say I'm fond of it.
Right.
I do love the nightlife. That's a silver lining.
Right.
But yeah. I'd much rather live in like Sweden, where the girls are beautiful.
Yeah.
Shout out to any Swedish chicks watching this.
Yeah.
Put my IG link up here.
Yeah, I'll put it on the post on the video, girls. He really wants to go to Sweden. He'll go there. So if you give him a free place to stay, he'll fly out tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
So, by the way, you say hey. That's how you say. That's how you
Hi?
say. Yeah, that's how you say hi. Yeah, you say hey.
How do you say hey?
And then thank you is. What is thank you? Tok.
Tak.
Is that right? Tak.
I think that's Russian.
Tak.
But
I think it's tak. Anyway, I knew it when I was there. Said it a lot. Said it like lots and lots and lots every day. We got something called Koof 910 when we were there. Me, my girl, and my daughter. I don't know if my daughter had it too. Probably she did. Yeah, we all got that when we were in Sweden a couple months ago. And actually wonderful healthcare. Wonderful doctors, like healthcare, everything. Just very accommodating, very sweet, very patient, genuinely connecting with their patients and caring, like very much connected, not domineering or rude or impatient in any way. Like really good care.
How much did you have to pay the hospital? Was it covered by insurance?
I don't know if we've even seen a hospital bill.
Really?
Yeah,
It was free?
I don't know if it was free. I'm not actually sure. My wife had to stay in the hospital for like 4 days. It was 4 or 5 days actually, I think. Maybe 5 to 6 days. It was getting to the point where she couldn't breathe really well. She was also pregnant too, so she was coughing so much at night that she wasn't sleeping well, but then she also wasn't able, we didn't even realize it, but she actually wasn't getting like an ideal amount of oxygen. So they do something where they check your, like, it's called a pulse oximeter. It checks your oxygen ratio in your blood, and she wasn't getting, she was only getting like 86, 85, 86, and you're supposed to have at least 93. 95 is like normal. You're supposed to have at least 93. She was like down to 85, and they're like, the doctors told her like, it's really good you came in tonight. So yeah. What should we talk about, man?
Let's talk about the business club, you know.
Want to talk about it?
Yeah.
I feel like we've already beat the horse to death. But yeah, we're starting a Chamber of Commerce business club here in South Korea. And yeah, basically, you know, the purpose of it will be to make everybody rich, like filthy rich. But it's going to cost you a lot of money to get in. So we're charging $10,000 a head, no less. So don't come. Yeah, well, 20,000 starting next year. Well, it's already it's already 2022, gentlemen. So yeah, it's actually 20,000 now. Yeah, that's actually 2022, isn't it? 2022, Buckaroo. What you knew. Gentlemen, can I share with you my progress at the gym? I think I've told you guys in the past, you know, the pectoral muscle, right? The nipple, right? That's where you inject your steroids, okay? I'm just kidding. No steroids here. Guys, I've actually gained, I was telling Sean here, dude, I've gained in the last...
Is that true, though?
What I'm telling you is totally true. What, with the steroids and the nipple?
Yeah, like, is that how they use it?
No, I have no idea how people, I think they inject it the same place in the arm every time. That's not my ball game. But, dude, I've gained muscle mass, like went from like 71 kilos when I got to Korea, like 70, 71, 72, really like probably like 71 kilos. And I'm now sitting, like, when I drink enough water, like I'm sitting at 78 kilos, like over 78 kilos tonight at the gym. I just told you yesterday I'm like 77 kilos, right? Or like 76 kilos. I'm at freaking 78 kilos today.
Oh, wow.
So my goal is to get to 80 kilos, and for you all who aren't math whizzes, if you don't know how to do math in your head, yeah, 80 times 2.2 equals 175. So even. I don't know if it does, but anyway, yeah, that's my goal, is to get to 175 pounds. So I'm 6 feet tall. I've always been lanky, skinny-er. I think I'm not like a big bone boy, but yeah, I'm really satisfied with the progress I've gotten. Never been stronger, never been as bulky as I am right now.
What kind of advice do you have for people like me trying to bulk?
Well, I'd say 80% of it is eating properly. Eating enough food and just making yourself eat. Watch motivational videos on eating more. Okay, there's some bodybuilding. That's a thing. And you watch that and it's like, eat the food. It's fucking hilarious.
Does it work?
It's like, it fucking works, dude. And you know, and if you can't eat anymore, eat more. It'll stretch out your stomach, and that's what it did to me. My stomach's definitely stretched because I can fit a lot more in there now. Like, nice. I mean, you got to eat a lot. I think 80% of the equation is eating. Okay, if you do not eat enough food, no matter how hard you work out, like if you're trying to gain muscle mass and weight, you're not going to actually gain any weight at all. at all because you don't have enough calories in your body to gain any weight. So you got to give yourself plenty of, you know, I'm not a guy who says you got to go crazy heavy on the protein. You want to have a fair amount of protein though. I do eat a lot of eggs. I probably average 7 to 8 eggs a day. I eat a lot of nuts and seeds. The nuts and seeds are kind of my trick. I keep macadamia nuts and cashews with me, and like I can throw in that and I like instantly get a lot of calories. Or I'm driving around or I'm doing whatever I'm doing. I don't have to cook it. I don't have to wash up after it, and I can get a ton of calories with the nuts and seeds. So that's probably that's one of the biggest things. Stay hydrated, sleep well. But stay consistent with it. And then I'm hitting the gym every day. People say, you know, get your rest days, this, that, and the other. For me, the crucial aspect to it is that you build the habit of working out. If you're working out, you're much less likely to drink. You know, 1 out of 2 people has an issue with alcohol at least, right? So if you're working out every day, you're much less likely to drink. You're much less likely to falter and then not make it to the gym. So I'd say make it to the gym every day. The habit itself is really what you're after, even more than your result. If you build the habit, you'll have whatever result you want, you know? And then what I mean by habit is like you do it enough consecutively for long enough that you can't not do it. You're not gonna feel right about not doing it. You're gonna feel worse not doing it than you would doing it. And then you build up, that's how you build your self-esteem and your self-worth and who you are within. You've built your own self-esteem by winning the battle of making it to the gym every day. For me, I'm trying to simplify, and I've just made that like my end-all be-all goal right now. I've got money in the bank, I've got enough, and I've got a roof over my head and my family. We've got enough money for food, got enough money for more than that, right? So for now, I'm gonna put my head down and I'm gonna reach this goal. If I can get to 175, and I've been wanting to reach this for years, by the way, like muscle stacked at 175 pounds. I'm usually hovering around 160, guys. So, and I do fucking feel huge right now. I'm like 171 pounds. So 170, 171. You know, reaching goals, I mean, as far as like, if you're a hard gainer, like probably you and I are both like that, right? You've got to eat a fuck ton, you know, you've got to eat a lot. And then for me, like, I mean, I lift hard and heavy too, you know, I push it. I try to not have an injury, you know. Right now my neck is fucked up. So I'm just focusing on my legs today and my abs and my lower back. You know, that's basically like my whole workout today. But I like to do full body workout. Why do I do full body workout? I prefer to do a full body workout every time I go in the gym. 1, 2, 3 sets of legs. Usually 2, 3 sets of legs, something really heavy, either deadlifts, leg press, or squats, right? Another one I really fucking love, though, if I may, is barbell, like barbell squats, not barbell, kettlebell.
Oh, okay.
Kettlebell squats, where you swing the kettlebell through. That's also killer as well.
It's great for posture.
Yeah.
Bro, I gotta go take a piss. Where did you go piss earlier?
I pissed right over there by that pagoda over there. Yeah, like right over there.
The little roof thing?
Yeah, just right before the entrance, right around there. Right. So, gentlemen, I'll keep talking to you till Sean comes back. Let's see here. What was I talking about? I was telling you all about like gaining in the gym, right? And reaching your physical fitness goals. Write it down. It might be, you know, you want to gain 10 pounds of muscle, right? 10, 15 pounds of muscle, whatever it is. And track your progress. Another thing too is I get on the fucking scale like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 times a day. So I've become obsessed with gaining weight and putting on muscle. And then, you know, sometimes I'll check my weight and I'll be like, what the fuck? And then I will, sorry, cussed, guys. Yeah. And then I will realize like, damn, I got to eat more, you know, and sometimes you don't make the connection. Sometimes you don't realize like, oh, wow, I didn't eat as much as I thought I did, you know? So I've been doing late night meals as well. And I mean, just eating all the time. Eat when you wake up, eat all the time. I actually do prefer to go in the morning, the first 2, 3, even 4 hours sometimes, the first 2, 3 hours without really eating anything. So I'll just do like turmeric water in my glass mug, like hot warm turmeric water. I'll do 2 of those, and then I might have like water with some spirulina. I might have some Perilla-Cs, like healthy oils, essential oil, omega oils, and yeah, and then I'll just carry on my day. I might have a couple pieces of fruit, like just small amounts of fruit. And then I'll have my big meal after I've had my morning routine, or after I've went to the gym. Then I'll eat, and then I'll really lay it on heavy with the food, you know. So, yeah, in regards to gaining weight, you know, that's what you do. You do the exact opposite if you're trying to lose weight, right? You check your weight often. I think that's really the key, is to check your weight often. One of the keys, you know. Track your progress, get on the scale often as you can, and become obsessed about it. Make it a serious obsession, and you'll reach your goal. Like, I don't see how I'm not going to reach my goal now. You know, I'm 2 kilos away. I'm 4.5 pounds away from reaching my goal. So I'm gonna keep pushing. You know. Yeah, and then don't have an injury either. You know, don't push too hard that you end up having an injury. So, you know, I keep messing up my neck. But when you get to your final 1 or 2 reps, it might be best not to push through on certain, like overhead presses, or even pull-ups. Like you might mess up your neck if you do that. So keep that in mind. And gentlemen, we're gonna go drive down the street here real quick, because
Are you gonna upload this video?
why not?
I mean,
because
if you are, you probably want to make it shorter, or like.
Nah. That's good.
I think it plays a role.
Because I have got to take a poop, guys. So we're gonna turn around here, and in South Korea, the way it goes, we're gonna do a little drive-in vlog. The way it goes is, they have a lot of places that you can just go poop on the street. That's how it goes here. So that's what we're gonna do. And Sean's gonna film me pooping on the street. Yep.
Make an NFT out of it.
Yeah, Sean wants to talk NFTs, so I guess we'll make an NFT out of it.
I'm telling you, it's the future.
I'll let Sean talk to you guys about NFTs or whatever he wants to talk to you about. I'll leave it up to him, and just make it interesting. I've talked to him about working out, what it requires to do that. You can talk to him about something else. Why don't you talk to him about business and the essentials of making it in business?
You're really going to take a shit?
Yeah. You fill it up. Fill up this, just like I filled up your video.
All right.
Whatever subject you like.
All right, guys. Since Sean left me with the camera, I'll teach you guys how to pick up women. So, I would say that the most important part about picking up women I would say that the most important part about picking up girls is to actually talk to girls. Because 99.9% of the guys don't have the courage to, when they see a beautiful girl, they don't have the courage to just walk up to a girl and just say hi. And really, that's all it takes. You know, that hi could turn into you being with the most beautiful girl that you've ever been with in your life. Or, you know, just being with a really beautiful girl. And when you do this, it also, if you talk to every single cute girl you see every day, it also builds your confidence, so that when you see that girl that is really, really beautiful, you can walk up to her with greater confidence than, say, someone who, you know, like, rarely ever does that. So I would say that's the most important part. Just talking to, if you can't talk to all the cute girls you see, then just talk to, you know, every now and then when you see a cute girl. And it's really just a irrational fear. If you think about it, there's nothing to be scared of. Like, what's the worst that could happen? The girl telling you, no, I'm not interested. Fuck off. You're ugly. You know, so what? It's doesn't really, I mean, sure, it might sting. It does sting in the beginning. But then, like, after a couple of rejections, you learn to not give a shit. And yeah, I mean, would you rather, like, would it not be worth it getting a couple of, like, no thanks, I'm not interested, ew, go away, you know, isn't that worth it if you do hook up, or if you start dating this girl that is the most beautiful girl you've ever been with? You know, and this girl could be like, you know, like smoking hot, and, you know, also have an amazing personality. And I think that when you do get a lot of girls, you also go into this abundance mindset where you don't really care too much, or like you're not scared to lose the girl. And girls can sense this, and what ends up happening is that you being carefree or nonchalant, or, you know, just being cool about it, you know, not being desperate for the girl, makes you more attractive. And I would say this is a big part of the game, especially with the girls that are really, really hot, like 9 out of 10, or like 8.5 out of 10. Just being relaxed and calm while talking to her, that in itself is already a huge turn on for those girls. Because 99.9% of the guys, when they first talk to that 9 out of 10 girl, will be like nervous, scared, you know, probably stutter, say something dumb. So just being able to compose yourself, just talk, you know, relaxed, and be witty, you know, crack some jokes. You can't be witty when you're nervous. So, you know, but like when you're relaxed, you know, these jokes just come to you. So yeah, that's another thing. That's why you want to talk to all the cute girls that you meet every day. And, you know, what are you really losing? Time, ego, maybe. But what is ego? It's not a real thing. So yeah, it's just it's like working out, I guess. You don't really want to do it, but when you do it, it really goes a long way. And, you know, that confidence that comes with, you know, being with these beautiful girls. You just become more confident. You start believing in yourself. And, you know, say like if you're a guy that's like a 7 out of 10, or maybe even like 6 out of 10. And then like you hook up with girls that are like 9s and 10s, you know, like way out of your league, then you start seeing, you take the red pill in Matrix, basically. You start seeing that, you know, all these limitations in your mind, they're just concepts. They're not real. And that really anything is possible. And, you know, I'm into e-commerce. I'm trying to start my own brand, start my own company. And I feel like I wouldn't have done this if I didn't have this breakthrough in my head. And, you know, with the girls, you know, like when I hooked up with girls that were like 9 out of 10, you know, that was like the moment I realized, like, wow, really, like anything's possible in this world.
Even a 10 out of 10, Sean.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I only think like Victoria's Secret models, those like supermodels, they're a 10 out of 10, but I can't even like meet one, so.
Yeah, I mean, you can't even see one in real life.
I can't even see one.
They probably don't really exist anyway, but.
Yeah, they're photoshopped.
Wow, dude, I feel. Oh, by the way, I've seen them in Sweden. Your type of girl, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Young, cute, tight hips, nice booty.
Damn.
Perfect face, cute as a button. Like, just looks at you just like sexy and cute and like really sexy and cute. Like, yeah, they exist all over Sweden. Who knows if they're Swedish? I mean, they definitely, the Swedish have them as well. But all over Europe, man. I mean, I think a lot of French girls are.
You know why so many Swedish girls are hot?
Tell me.
Well, one of the theories is that the Vikings, they brought in all the really beautiful girls from all over Europe as slaves. And that's why, you know, that's one of the theories.
I'm Swedish.
Are you?
But I'm not a sexy girl. Yeah, I'm partly Swedish.
Really?
Yeah, partly. But guys, have you ever, interesting question, have you ever ran and had to poop and then you have to run? Let's talk about it. Oh gosh, I feel so much better. So Sean, thank you. I don't know what all Sean covered with you all, but thank you for helping me because I feel so much better now. I was talking to you guys earlier on this podcast about how I was like at 78 kilos. I'm definitely down to 77 now, I'd say. It's safe to say. Anyway, yeah, dude, I was imagining when I got out of the car, you know, I heard Sean say, he's like, he was like, okay, maybe I'll talk to you guys about how to pick up chicks, right? So
we covered the fundamentals.
And something came to mind. It's like when I was taking my wise poop, you know, the wise poop thoughts came through, and it was just like, and I was thinking he probably covered this with you all, but if he didn't, I was thinking he was probably going to tell you this: you miss all of the shots you don't take, right? So take your shot. You only got so long to live as it is. Get used to taking your shot. Get more comfortable missing your shot, right? And you know, I look at it like this too. There's a way you can frame it. If you're picking up women, you want to talk to girls. Look, girls' biggest fear is, you know, that they're going to be raped and beat to death. You know, they're physically scared of the world, right? That's their biggest fear. Men, our biggest fear is be, you know, shot down by the girl we really want, right? Or to be shut down by any girl, right? To be rejected, right? That's I think man's biggest fear. So, you know, frame it like this in your own mind, right, gentlemen? Think about it like this, and I've probably told you this before, but, you know, if there's a girl you want to talk to, right, and you really, really want to talk to this girl, okay, well, frame it in your mind that if you talk to her and you make an effort to talk to her and you actually go up to her and speak to her, okay, even if your voice is shaking, right, if you do it, then it's a success because you overcame your fear. And in life, gentlemen, anytime you can overcome your fear, you're becoming more of a man, and you're making progress towards you're making progress within and with of yourself. It's progress. And then, so if you can frame it like that as a win, so even if you're getting rejected, right, quote unquote, you are still winning, you still see it as a win in your own mind, then that will take you really, really far, because that's going to help you to overcome your fear. You say, okay, well, I shouldn't expect every girl that I try to pick up to get with me anyway. You got to go into it as though, you know, she's going to be into you, of course. You got to presume she is. Of course she is. You're the fucking man, right? And you already know that. You're the fucking man. You go talk to her. What's up? But, all right, you know, if you're rejected, girls are biatches oftentimes, right? So if, you know, she rejects you and she's rude or whatever, see it as a win for yourself, because you, my man, overcame your own innate fear and you did it anyway, right? Now, I'll tell you this, the more you do that, the easier it becomes. It's the same with door-to-door sales. I did door-to-door sales. Now, maybe I was a little more of a natural than most, but I mean, it was tough in the beginning, and it was usually tough the first couple of doors you go out when you'd hit doors during the evening. I sold newspaper subscriptions, you know. It was the first couple of doors were tough, and then it just got more fluid and more easy. Even if you were getting no's, you know, it just got more easy to talk to people, right? So, and then definitely after your first yes, it gets easier to get the second yes. So there is a such thing as momentum as well, gentlemen. So, you know, if you get one girl, go get another one.
You know, that's so interesting, because you're basically,
if you get one number, you know, go to another, and
basically talking about what I was talking about, like, before.
Yeah, I had a feeling he might cover something like that. So yeah, you miss all the shots you don't take, you know.
Yeah.
So give it your shot.
That's my favorite quote, actually.
And really applies to women too, picking up women, you know. And
you know from who that quote is?
I have no idea.
It's like a basketball player.
Yeah.
I think maybe, I don't remember, but it's like a famous basketball player.
Yeah. Some people, you know, they like to take so many shots. You call that a ball hog, right? Somebody who takes like all the shots. My stupid ass, I was always passing the ball because I was always thinking about winning. I wanted the best shot. I should have been taking so many more shots. I was one of the best shooters. I was always 1, 2, 3 best shooter on the team, and I could have scored double probably what I did every game if I would have like been a ball hog, you know. I didn't think that's not what the game's really meant to be about, right? It's really not. But you know, unfortunately, like the one who scores, you know, 50 points a game is going to get looked at more so than somebody who's scoring 15 points a game but has, you know, 12 assists. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, it's a little different than in basketball, but I think it applies more when it comes to women than it does to basketball, you know, because if you don't take the shot, then somebody on your team can take the shot, you know, and then you like still win, you know, maybe a better shot.
Of life, you know, like businesses, your dream, pursuing your dream, traveling.
That's right.
You know, like
that's right.
You might decide to travel to Spain, and it turns out it was the best decision you've ever made in your life.
That's right. That's right. Can I ask you about your own travel? I know Sean here has been to 30 some odd countries. I know a lot of that was when he was younger though. I want you to name off all those countries like as fast as you can. No, I'm just kidding. I want you to tell me though, like how much have you traveled on your own, like without your folks, just you outside of Korea and not at university, like just traveling. How many months have you traveled?
After high school.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so, you know, my dad's a diplomat, so I never stayed in one country for more than 4 years.
Right.
That was like the nature of the job.
Right.
So I grew up in these different countries.
Yes.
But after high school, I guess, when I became independent somewhat, or yeah, like university, let's see, I've been to Poland, Czech Republic, Belgium, Brazil.
Sweet. And these were places you traveled on your own?
Well, Brazil, I was visiting my dad and my family.
Okay.
Japan.
You were visiting them from Penn State, or you were visiting them from
Korea.
From Korea.
Yeah. I was doing military service
I got you.
just after that.
So how many months would you say you've traveled then on your own?
In total?
Yeah.
Huh. I mean, I guess like
Even
they
if you
weren't
were going to
really-
visit your folks in Brazil, you kind of are traveling, right?
Right.
Like how many months in all?
In total,
Yeah, travel.
maybe. Well, I was in Czech for 3 months. I think Brazil 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
Poland, those were like a few weeks, maybe 3 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
and then another. I also did backpacking, like Hungary, Poland, France, Germany.
How
That was
long?
like 3 months.
3 months as well.
Yeah.
Separate
wow.
time?
I guess it was like 8 months in total or
Hey,
something.
yeah, good. All right, gentlemen, you know how I feel about traveling, how adamant and how like crazy I am about the importance of travel. I'm gonna ask Sean here, like, what did you gain from traveling? And like, let's say that you weren't a diplomat's son, right? Let's say you hadn't traveled ever, hadn't moved out of ever left Korea. Like, what does travel mean to you? Like, what is it good for? How would you describe the importance of it, if at all?
Well, actually, I think I enjoyed traveling a lot more when I was younger.
Okay.
I feel like in the recent years, I've actually become kind of indifferent. Maybe because I'm a bit depressed, or I was when I was traveling.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, when I was a little kid, I really enjoyed, everything's different. When you move to a new country, you have like, a completely new set of food,
Yeah.
people, language, and I guess like sightseeing is the best part, probably. Every country has its Eiffel Tower or Statue of Liberty.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's kind of like, collecting cards almost. Like, oh, I've been to the Eiffel Tower, or like I've been to I went to Spain and saw the bullfighting.
Oh, neat.
Things like
I'd
that.
love to see that.
So
So-
it's very gruesome.
So what about like the people that you'd meet when you would travel?
Yeah, actually, I think now, if I travel, that's like what I would travel for,
Right.
like making memories together with a person that I'm traveling with.
Right.
And I've actually never traveled with a girl that I'm seeing.
Right. What
So-
what I'm referring to though is like the people that you meet that you're not traveling with.
Oh,
Like meeting people from, Mexico, like meeting people or other fellow travelers.
right.
Can I say something? Can I
Yeah.
share? Like for me, the richest part of traveling has always been meeting other fellow travelers. Meeting people that were somewhat traveling as well. And also people that lived in the country as well, the country I was traveling and visiting. For me, it was always about the people that I would meet more so than the sights I was seeing. It was like the connections, and it was these different philosophies or these different accents or these different like mannerisms and these different or even the same, just like meeting people that are so different but yet so the same on different parts of the world that look so different, but just having these super deep connections with so many people from all around the world. Like for me, that's what traveling was always about. And nowadays I'm with family and all that. Nowadays I won't really stay in a hostel, right? Nowadays I will stay in a hotel, ideally, if I'm going to be traveling, right? But for me, like I would always stay in hostels and I would always meet the most interesting folks, right? I've also hitchhiked with something like 800 people. and I would always meet interesting people when I was hitchhiking. It might be brief, you know, but it was like these rich connections. And for me, that made me feel so alive. Can I share a quote here? Look, guys, you know, you can have a connection with one person, right? Like a significant other or a couple friends, you know, whatnot. But I remember thinking this one time. I was with my Japanese girlfriend. I was running on the beach, and I was just meditating, like, am I going to have to let this relationship go? And you know what this thought came to mind, and it was this: is
were you jogging with her?
no, I was jogging on my own, and it was this: I gave up my relationship with my girl to have a relationship with the world, and for me it rhymed. You know, I mean, the girl and world, they don't really rhyme, but they do, right? So
bit cheesy.
Yeah, and it was so profound when I was saying it. You know, it wasn't cheesy. It was just like, it was very deep. It's like I just felt a connection with every single thing on the planet, every single person. You know, it was just like, it was meaningful, right? So yeah, traveling can bring you back to life. It's easy when you stare at a screen all day, or you live in the same town, you walk the same streets, where you can lose the zest for life and what life is really meant to be about, the engagement that life requires of you just to survive, right? And we get so lazy in this modern day world where we literally lose our senses and we no longer have to be engaged to survive, you know? So when you're traveling and you're hitchhiking, it engages your senses because you know that you could also die. You know it could be dangerous, anybody that you're riding with or whatnot. So, yeah, I mean, guys, get out there and travel. You really don't need much. I'd say less is more. You know, have enough that you can stay warm, and I mean, if you even need, or go travel in the fucking tropics where you don't need any warm clothes at all, and get on a fucking plane and go. You know, you can always hitchhike, you can take buses. You don't need to plan everything ahead of time. Meet other travelers and you'll figure it out. It's for me, it was the best thing I've ever done in my entire life. And if I were to be single again, even I'm 36 now, if I were to be single again, I would, in a heartbeat, go travel again. You know, I might go to Hawaii and live there for some time. It wouldn't be more than a month. It wouldn't be more than 2 months. Like, I would be ready to go somewhere else, you know? Even the best place in the world, I'm going to want to go somewhere else after 1, 2, 3 months at most. So get out and travel. It will, I don't know. I mean, for me, it did wonders. It was the best education I ever got. And like, all the experiences that I had, none of that can ever be taken away from you. You can make all the money in the world. That can be taken from you. You can have a relationship. That can be taken from you. But your experiences and who you become, that can never be taken from you. So it's a real richness there.
Well, what would you say was the top 3 takeaways from traveling?
That the world is a good place, and the majority of the people in the world are good. Not just good, they're just loving, good people, just like you are. In their heart of hearts, they're good people. That was definitely something I kind of knew, and then you really know it when you travel the world. You see it firsthand.
Yeah.
Also, that, you know, people are just people. I've hung out with royalty and, you know, people that are of, you know, supposed higher stature and whatnot, and that at the end of the day you realize that everybody's a human being, everybody's a person. So not seeing people above you, not seeing people below you, just having that heartfelt appreciation for every life that exists. So that's one, you know, and that's really from spending time with people that, like I said, princesses and people that are of royalty, and realizing that, yeah, they're just people. And in fact, they might actually admire me more than I admire them, or they might aspire to be me more than I do them, you know? So, you know, that was definitely a lesson I learned. And then the other is, you know, when I was traveling, and let me say this, when I made music, and I used to share my music with everyone, I used to share my CD and I would perform for people, I'll leave you all with a performance here at the end of this. I'm going to do a little performance, just a very small performance for you. But I used to do something like this on the beaches in Bali. And when you're truly living your best life and you're chasing your dreams, right? So I had no money, but I had my CD and I was sharing my music with people every day. Everybody wanted to be with me. Everybody wanted a part of me. So it's like the lesson, a third takeaway is like when you truly follow your path, your heart of heart, your deepest dreams, you follow them with all the muster you can muster, that the world will transpire to help you and everything will become magnetized to you. You know, when you're on your true path, that life will happen for you and help you, assist you in that. And all of life will be attracted to you.
Is that a quote from The Alchemist?
Probably.
Well, what was the second one?
The second one was that people are just people. Like everyone's a person. You know, whether they're a homeless man in the street or whether they're royalty, quote unquote, everybody's a person. And just the preciousness of life, but not seeing people above nor below. And then what did I say the first one was? The first one is that people are in general genuinely good people. Like most people are. I think all people are. The worst criminals, the worst people in the world, they all have goodness in them as well. And knowing that full well. I mean, I've met murderers. I've been picked up by people I hitchhiked with that were literally killed their wife, you know?
Wow.
Now, that doesn't mean he was just totally a bad man. Like, he probably had a loving heart as well in some degree, you know? But he also was kind of a crazy guy, you know? And he did some really horrific something, you know? But unless he was messing with me, which I don't think he was. So... yeah, there's goodness in everybody, though. So, all right, I'm gonna leave y'all with something. I'm not even sure if Sean's ever even heard me beatbox really or not, but here we go. I always end up starting where I once began, searching in circles for the nameless that I can't comprehend, wandering aimless like the feather that got caught in the wind. I did my best but soon realized that there was nothing to win. So I slowed down, and just decided to grin. Alrighty.
That was great singing.
Love you guys. I'll share more of that later. All right. God bless. Hey, you guys want to check out some interesting music similar to mine, but a guy who's a little bit more world famous than me? Check out my homie Dub FX. DUBFX. Dub FX. That's my friend Benny over there. All right. God bless. Peace, guys.